This is a review of MNBRT radio for July 19th, 2010. That was tonight. It was a great show. Abe was talking about his upcoming expedition to the state of Iowa. He's actually been there. He actually went there, I think, can't remember which weekend it was. I want to say last weekend he went there. He put up some trail cams out there in an area where there's a habituation going on with Connie Gwinnett. And in fact, she was the guest for the first hour, and she was just did a tremendous job. And she was talking about some of the experiences she's had out there, some of the things that she and her family have seen and have experienced in that area, where they've actually seen quite frequently these Sasquatch creatures, where they've also where they've had interactions with them. They've heard strange noises. They've sent out food which has gone missing and can't be explained by any other means. They've put out, they've done all kinds of interesting things to attract the Sasquatches to the area. Abe was actually looking to see if there was anyone who was going to call in or maybe make suggestions as far as on the expedition as to what techniques to use, what equipment to use, things of that nature. I called in and I suggested that Abe use calls of children, and he's already going to do that. He said he was way ahead of me on that, and I figured he would be. Referring to using the cries of his son, of his infant son. He's a doll too. I met him at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference. The little guy, he's so cute. Anyway, he's going to use the infant cries of his son. And I also talked to Connie about my own habituation experiences. I've had habituation experiences where we've had these things come around our house when we used to live a quarter mile down the street. I talked quite a bit to Connie about that. She talked about her experiences where she's had these things come up to her house, and where she and her family have seen them and have experienced them. And I also asked Connie if she noticed how the Sasquatches walk. The one time that I observed a Sasquatch walking, it was like a cross-country skier, and it was almost as if it was gliding. And she said, yes, that's what I've experienced as well. She's experienced that phenomenon also with the way the Sasquatch walks. So basically, that was the gist of the show, and I thought it was a great show, what I heard of it. Now, Abe, if you get to see this video, I do have one other suggestion for you. When you go in there, just try and be as non-threatening as possible. Try to present yourself as submissive to them. Just try and be as submissive to them as possible, and you might have something happen. They might come in and they might get curious. Make sure you got plenty of food, not just a few apples here and there. Have a big bag, maybe a big crate of them. Maybe a big crate of apples, or at least a box of apples. Maybe other things that they might like. Try peanut butter. A lot of people have suggested peanut butter. That Sasquatch likes peanut butter. I would suggest that. I would suggest getting some peanut butter. What I would probably do is I would probably put out a jar, an unopened jar, and put it out there, because they're smart enough to open a jar, I think. I think they're smart enough to open jars. So that would be a good suggestion. It would be to have them open the jar. They can open the jar and then just stick their hand in there and scoop it out and eat it. But anyway, that's just a suggestion before you go on the expedition. Anyway, and like I said, be submissive to them as well. Don't go in there thinking that you're going to surprise them. don't think you're going to go in there and dominate them, because you're not. Let them be let them be the dominant ones. Because, as old Bub says, it's not about us, it's about them. And I agree with him. Anyway, next Monday night on MNBRT Radio, Abe will be live in the field. He will be in Iowa, live in the field, live on location to do the show. And it should be pretty great and pretty exciting. And I'm looking forward to it. That'll be next Monday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/MNBRT. And then this Wednesday night, HBM's Cryptid-Corner, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/HBMs-Crypto-Corner. And the guest will be Melissa Hovey, the chairperson of the American Bigfoot Society. And as always, we do encourage you to please tune in and support great research.